to order. Roll call, please. Mr. Veeder.
Leyland,
Here.
Little,
Here.
Velka,
Here.
White,
Here.
Schwartz.
Here. Please join us for a moment of silence to reflect on today's actions. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I have the agenda as received or as amended.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 All is opposed. Agenda is approved. Next is public comments. Is there anybody in the room that wishes to speak?
It appears not.
Okay. Anybody online with wishes to speak on something that's not an agenda item? Hearing none, we will move on to claims and payments.
Good morning, James Berry, Finance Director. This week's claims come out to a total of $272,202.77. The larger items: jail commissary $14,688, secondary road $71,615, health department $94,129, and finally sheriff's department $27,482. Everything looked good. So.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call please. Mr. Veeder.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Velka,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes. We'll next move on to receive project updates from department heads or elected officials. We'll start in the room first.
Good morning, Board. Kathy Nicholas, County Engineer. I just want to give you a brief update on the road conditions due to the high water that we had last week. And we still have two roads that are closed. Bennington and Team roads are closed in the northeast portion of the county, primarily just due to we need to get up there and clean the rock, hold the rock back up from the shoulders. Other than that, we've really had very little damage due to the high water last week, so nothing to report for FEMA money. I would say that Waters Road that you allowed us to pave last fall or late last summer, if you recall that, we paved that just due to a continuing problem that we have every year. That's a was a seal-coated road for us. You allowed us to pave that just because it washed away a portion of the seal coat just about every year when the water came up from Black Hawk Creek. That was paved late last summer. And of course, the water came up again last week, several feet over the road, and has been receding. There's been no damage at all, so that was very good on our part. Just no work at all required on our part now down there. And I should mention that last week, PCI did pour the east half of the Cedar River Bridge. The large bridge replacement project, and that went well on Thursday, and it is now getting a 7-day wet cure. So that's all I have to report. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other department heads or elected officials in the room today? All right. Anyone online that wishes to give an update?
Hello, this is Nafisa. Can everybody hear me? I never know.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good morning, Board. Just an update, the health department, over the past couple of days, we've seen an increase in numbers, and it's from the age group of the 20 and 30-year-olds. And we've also seen that people have relaxed in terms of wearing the face coverings, in particular in like grocery stores, just in essential services areas within the community, and we're very concerned about that. So we're looking at whether what types of campaign and messaging to promote, because that's really going to be necessary as we go into the fall. We're also we're also working with the university systems to provide them with guidance and just recommendations of what they need to implement when they reopen for the fall. And also I'm scheduling a meeting with all the superintendents here in Blackhawk County just to add additional recommendations and support for them as they plan for their reopening process. So this is where we are. You will see most likely some more messaging coming out of the health department, because there's really a need for us to continue to push the face covering and social distancing. And we're seeing a pattern, not just here in Blackhawk County, but in other larger counties, in particular university towns, and just the beginning of a potential resurge. So that's where we're at. We're back to, we've been in COVID planning, but it's just we have to continue to push through to prepare for the fall. And I'll be contacting you all to do the after action report on a one-on-one basis, because I did talk to Mike Trinan, and it doesn't meet the closed session law, and so we'll just do them one-on-one. But that's really to help us prepare for what we need in the fall, and what types of what do you all see that areas that we can strengthen and continue to do. So let me know if you have any questions, whether now or via email or phone call. I'm available. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
very much. All right. Any other department heads wish to give an update today? All right. Hearing none, we will move on to minutes approved from the June 23rd meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Minutes are approved. Next is the consent agenda. This will be approved with a single resolution.
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Anything in the consent agenda, anyone wishes to discuss? Hearing none, roll call please, Mr. Veeder.
Little,
Yes.
Trelka,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes. Consent agenda is approved. Next, under contracts and agreements, this is a resolution of the best bid received from Wood River Energy, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, for natural gas transportation service for the jail effective November 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2021, and to hedge gas for November through April at a fixed rate not to exceed $3.66 through BT for
moved.
be
Second.
approved, and time for the same.
Good morning, Abby Keenest with the Maintenance Department. We did refresh that pricing this morning, so we will lock in that hedge rate at $3.55 per MMBTU.
Gosh, good.
Nice job.
That's great. Thank you.
Great. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
We already had a motion in a second.
All right, very good. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, roll call please, Mr. Veeder.
Trelka,
Yes.
White. Yes. Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes, the resolution is approved. Next, under other business, this is a motion that the personnel requisition for administrative aide 3, full-time in the county attorney's office, be as recommended by Brian Williams, county attorney.
so moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion carries. Next is a motion that the training request submitted by Catherine Nicholas, county engineer, be approved and direct chair to sign for the same This is $565 to attend the online High Performance Leadership Academy offered by the National Association of Counties from August 3rd, 2020 through November 6th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Kathy?
Sure. I solicited all the other department heads here at the county because NACO was offering a free class right now, and I wanted us to be able to take advantage of it if someone wanted to. So the sheriff's department and myself, 3 of us would like to attend, and right now NACO has the one free offer as well as buy one get one free, so 3 people could attend for $1,695. So if we split that 3 ways, that would be the $565 per person. And I told you that I had budgeted to go to NACE, and of course that was not held this year, so I would like to use FY20 money to pay for my attendance in the online class.
Very good.
Thank you.
We do have a motion. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion carries. Next, discussion, possible board action, office space for the Assistant County Attorney.
Hey, Chris, I put that on, I was talking to Rory and the county attorney, and the suggestion was made that we create a space over in IT in one of the offices and leave the boardroom conference room the way it is, because we do utilize that when a department head wants to come up and talk to a supervisor or 2 at a time. So my proposal is to give Rory the authority to search for a room over there and get it ready for when that position will be filled.
And that was needed fairly soon, was it not?
Beginning of next month, or beginning of August.
Of August. Thank you. Yes, I like that, Tom, as well, just because we do utilize it for several things. And I said for Mr. Trinan, it might also be a possibility for him to use for meetings as well, to use that board office meeting when he needs to meet with other individuals. So I like that proposal, if it's all right with you.
It's definitely all right with me.
Very good. Would someone like to make the motion?
I did.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Do we have any further discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? The motion carries. Next is discussion, possible board action to discuss county preparedness for COVID-19.
I don't know if anybody has anything in regard to COVID, anything particular, but Rita and I had talked about some other things last week, and one of the things then that did come up was the tax sale. And I asked her if she wouldn't mind updating the board on where her thoughts are on that, as well as ISACs and some of that information. So thank you.
Okay. Usually our tax sale is held the 3rd Monday of June, but with the governor's proclamations extending when taxes were due, this last extension took it to July 31st of 2020. With that, we're into our new tax system, and our new billing cycle will start in August. So what my plan is in just whether this week yet or next week, I'm going to send out bills to all those that have outstanding taxes as a reminder that taxes are still due. Since they were due back in March 31st, and with all the different extensions, I want to make them aware that this is the last extension that the governor plans on doing for the property taxes. So they would have till July 31st. August 1 will be 1.5% interest per month following that. With August being the next tax season that we have on that bill, if taxes are still outstanding at that time, it will note that on the tax bill along with their current taxes that would be due for September. They would have till September 30th to actually pay what is on that bill. November 1st is the next time period that we are required by law to send out a delinquent notice for anything that's outstanding from normally September, but if there is anything prior to that, it will show on that notice we send out November 1st. So, and then there's a period of time for them to pay till the end of the month, and then interest keeps accruing. So looking at when We can have the tax sale. At this point, I want to see what we generate from July, and then also what we generate from sending out the tax bill in August and again in November. And with the holiday seasons all coming up, I don't plan on having something as far as a tax sale. They're still looking to see if many county treasurers have been inquiring whether or not we need to have a tax sale or not this year because of all the issues that have been going on. And nothing has been declared officially on that. Some input from different county attorneys have mentioned that they would work with their treasurers as to what would be the best plan. Several of them have noted that they were just going to wait till 2021, the third week of June at that time, and offer everything. So right at this time, we're about $4.5 million behind in collection of taxes. Normally, we're around $1 million right before our June tax sale. So it will, again, see what generates out of all the different notices that will be sent out. But at this point, there will be one in July. There'll be a notice of any delinquency on the August bill, and then again in November. So there'll be 3 times that they will be made aware of that there's taxes due, and we're able to take partial payments in that at this time. So if people have questions on how or how much or what they should pay, they sure can give the office a call, and we'll walk them through the different options that they have. So with that, any other questions?
And your thoughts as far as what would be the last date for you making a decision on that? Because you'd need so much information.
You don't want to have a tax sale during the holiday times, and so the soonest would maybe be in January, but then in February, we're already collecting for March. So I want to see how much we are behind to kind of make that decision, and I'll work with Mike on that too as to what his professional thoughts are too, because I'm open to have it. But it would probably be till January, just because of all the different requirements that we have, and then with December, you don't want to have a tax sale right before Christmas. So I would see it being after the first of the year, but then it would also see how much is actually delinquent on the books at that point, because then we would collect in March. It would be caught possibly then that they have delinquencies again, and then in April we do send another delinquent notice to everyone again. So we're constantly working with the individuals, trying to inform them of what's due and what's accruing for interest. They've gotten kind of a long leeway here from March 31st taxes till July 31st. So hoping that in this bill that we send out, or statement that we send out here in July, will have some interest of payments. So, and this is the time to inquire, so sooner than later.
I know there's probably no particular amount for an average that one gets from a tax sale, but typically what would you expect from a revenue standpoint?
As far as with delinquent, or?
Just what you would expect.
Private buyers?
Yes.
Private buyer wise, last year we had 2,047 bidders that registered. They are very interested in having a tax sale yet, because their investors are wanting to invest because they get 2% per month interest wise. So they have been inquiring every month as to what our status is or what our thoughts are, and they are fully aware that it could be declared, and they're ready to register as soon as they can. So as far as the bidders go, we have 4 large groups that come in, and I only have 4 individuals representing them. So as far as having an in courthouse tax sale, it's not going to be an issue with the COVID situation. We could stretch out in the conference room, and with the new Tyler system, in the other system, we were done in a half a day, and I foresee that's the same way with Tyler. So it's not a long period of time, but they do pick up quite a bit of it. So last year we would have had right around $1 million or a little less offered, and probably everything but $50,000 was picked up at that time, and that was in June of 2019. So in 2020, I foresee with the investments, may pick up even more. But again, I want to give it to the opportunity to the homeowners or the business owners to get the taxes paid as much as they can, and then kind of foresee what's going to happen. So we'll see how much is delinquent. If it's around that $1 million mark, that may be fruitful for us to have the tax sale. But I'll work with Mike on that and see what the other treasurers or what the Attorney General, there's a lot of feedback from a lot of different entities, ISAC. They're all kind of discussing this with the governor's office, and unless she declares something different, that would be the only thing that would be a decision maker there.
Thank you very much. Like I say, it was very
Thanks.
good for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else you may wish us to discuss today? I would just remind people that this is the holiday, 4th of July holiday weekend. It's a common weekend for people to have celebrations with friends and extended family. I was wondering if Nafisa, if you were still on, if you could give just some reminders of to be having. I know one of them is, not to be having communally served food or self-served food at these celebrations.
Yes, so we are going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow to talk about that, and also just I'm working at meetings with just the healthcare systems to continue with billboards and messaging in preparation for the weekend. But we are the health department is going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow. Just in preparation for the July 4th weekend, to make sure that people are reminded of those preventative measures.
Okay. Very good. All right. Anything else anybody else wishes to discuss?
I'd like to discuss fireworks. I want people to check their local regulations. You're not allowed to use them in Waterloo yet, even though you're allowed to buy them. Grant and myself have been hearing some booms in our neighborhood that sound like mortar rounds. The Waterloo Police Department issued, I think, 20 citations last year, and they're about $300. So check your local regulations. Even though in upcoming days they are allowed in certain areas, in Waterloo, for example, our lots are small in our neighborhood. I like fireworks, but I don't use them in my neighborhood because it's disturbing to my fellow residents. So please use common sense and follow the law.
Yeah. And there's, I love fireworks too, and I recommend maybe people stick, if they have a smaller yard, maybe stick with smaller sized fountains and not artillery shells and those really loud things that shoot off and land on somebody's roof.
Artillery shells.
All right, any other reports or information from the board?
I did have a question, Chris.
Yes.
I know we saw that we had some applications come in for the P&Z board, and we were going to consider interviewing those individuals. I think there were two that were from the rural areas. We'd had one of the P&Z members that was offering to serve a third term, and we weren't sure, I think, when we talked about that, whether or not that was something we needed to make an exception to do and the board take different action. So I was going to ask if it was all right with everyone if we'd ask Mr. Trinan to maybe research that for us and get back to us with whether or not he could serve that third term or not.
Isn't that code, Linda?
I don't know, when we sent the question out, I guess nobody responded, so I just thought if we needed the legal to at least tell us for sure or whatever. We can check into it too as well, Tom.
Yeah, I would welcome the legal opinion on it, and also at the same time, if all of us can continue to work to solicit applications as well, so it might become a moot point. But,
Yep, that'd be great.
But I think it's good to know if that's an option.
I'll look into that.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion, reports from the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, so moved and seconded.